I came to Utah after being born and raised part of my life in Iowa. I went to a one-room schoolhouse with a pot-bellied stove and a coal shed outside with 6 grades, and 2 of my older brother and sister were in the same classroom that I was in. I was just in the 4th grade when I moved to Utah. My parents decided that it was just a better environment all the way around. My father was a truck driver. My dad taught me, beyond anything else, ethics. He believed that you had to be honest in all your dealings, and he really drove that into us. My mom was a seamstress, and she taught us all about work ethic. My parents believed that higher education was absolutely essential. They knew that for us to succeed in the life that we were going to go after, we had to have an education. And maybe fortunately, we were not able to get monies from our parents, so we had to provide our own education. An outstanding memory from Weber. I was working a full-time job. I was pulling down 19 to 20 credit hours a quarter. And I found myself extremely tired. And I was in an econ class and said I'd had enough. I quit. I folded up my books and stood up and said, I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore. And found myself looking at something that probably had been there the entire quarter and I'd never seen it before. It was at the front of the room, posted, and I'd never seen it before. And all of a sudden, there it is. It was like, this is for you, Tom. Read it and sit back down and do what you have to get done. And that poem was, on the plains of hesitation lie the bones of countless millions who at the dawn of victory sat down to rest and resting died. I sat down in my chair, opened my books, and said, I'm finishing. I'm not going to give up. And I thank that econ professor to this day for what he did, never knowing what he did for my future. Without them, I would have never had the doors open that I had open to the major corporations that I've been able to work with. I'm a retail junkie. That's all I've ever known. May Company was in St. Louis, Target in Minneapolis, Stop and Shop in Boston, and moved around. Came back to Utah to work for a regional discount chain called Grand Central that some of you may remember. And from there, I was able to start my own company called Price Savers. And we took Price Savers with a bunch of really wonderful people to $1 billion in sales in 7 years. And that was my baby and my pride and joy. From there, we ended up selling Price Savers to the Kmart Corporation, and they turned it into Pace. We sold that to the Walmart Corporation, and they turned them into Sam's Clubs. Today, I work at Clicks, which is the websites, and make sure that we supply many of the different .coms throughout the country. So I've gone from bricks and mortar to Clicks, and it's a very different strategy. One of the things that I had the privilege of doing after retiring from Walmart was to become the chairman of the Operation Smile, very wonderful organization that goes out with the medical teams to different countries all over the world. And they repair cleft lip and cleft palate for children. I had the privilege of going to Brazil on one of the missions, and there found myself getting very involved and looking at these beautiful children, and one little girl in particular that the team had made the decision that they were not going to work on her. Didn't feel it was severe enough, but she had a wide open cleft, and I just couldn't watch it happen. So Sandy and I went to work in the background to try and secure an opening, and were successful in getting her on the operating table, and 45 minutes later, this beautiful, beautiful child was fully fixed and prepared and could go on in life without that terrible, terrible problem that she was experiencing. Just an incredible thing to watch. Family is everything. It's what you have when everything else is gone. Family's still there, and they stay with you and they believe in you. Sandy was my single biggest fan. She was the one that drove me to go after my dream of Price Savers and putting Price Savers together. Unfortunately, I lost Sandy about a year ago to non-smoker lung cancer, and miss her dearly. But she was my driving force. She was the thing that I wanted to do things for most. I have 4 wonderful kids. Spent a lot of time at the lake with my grandkids, We have a lot of fun out there. One of my passions is watching them grow up on the water and do the different things that they do. Anything that is involved with a motor. So it's all about cars, motorcycles, motors, and grandkids. This award is extremely humbling. When I look at what I have done, it is nothing compared to what I've seen from some of the other people that have received this award in the past. And so what it really does for me is it tells me I have to work a little bit harder